This video is sponsored by Reolink. Reolink reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in checking out one of their new wireless 4K solar cameras. Sound like the perfect opportunity to check it out. I've got 13 acres of property here. We've got really good Wi-Fi out of the yard, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to check this system out. Let's go ahead and get it opened up and see what we have. We've got the camera. Man, that is nice. Nice little antenna. And the solar panel. Awesome. And of course, we got some mounting hardware for the solar panel also. It's a good deal. I just got to figure out where to set this up. We're going to set it up and get it hooked up and test it out. So over the last week or so, I've been trying out this Reolink Atlas PT Ultra camera, and I've tried it out in multiple locations. And to me, that's the coolest thing about this whole deal. There's no cables you need. You don't have to have a Cat5 cable. You don't have to run power over Ethernet. You don't have to run a coax cable. Everything is wireless. The communication is done through Wi-Fi, which is perfect. I've got great Wi-Fi out here in the yard, and it's powered with an onboard battery. The Atlas PT Ultra has a 20 amp hour battery, and that really gives it a good amount of power to run the camera. They say it'll run up to 500 days. I'm not sure. I haven't tried that, but it does go significantly far on that battery. Now, I asked for a solar panel when I talked about reviewing this camera with Reolink. I'm really not sure I even needed one. It's in a space where I can easily take it down and go inside and charge it if I wanted to, and it wouldn't have to be charged that often. But the solar panel makes it even better because now it just charges all during the day, and we get plenty of sun here, so it definitely charges and keeps the camera going. Now, I use the iPhone app to control this camera. All the settings are available right from within the iPhone app. It really works out great. You can go in and you can set a pre-record time. So what that does is if it picks up motion, it actually has so many seconds of pre-record, and you can set how long the pre-record is. It can do up to 10 seconds of pre-record that'll be added to that video. So now you can see what happened before the motion or at the beginning of the motion. There's nothing worse than just seeing, you got motion on your camera and you go look, and by the time it's pretty much already passed by the time the camera picks it up. Well, that's not going to happen with this camera. It's got pre-record, and there's also got a post-record option, how much time you want it to record after the motion's gone. You can set all that in the app. Now, this camera's got good 4K footage. Even at night, it gives you really good footage. And in fact, it does color at night. So, you're not just stuck with black and white like a lot of other cameras. So we can switch between the cameras. I should have my iPhone 15 Pro filming, as well as the Reolink itself should be filming me. So you can see the difference between the two cameras. This is recording in 4K, so it looks great. So I just talked about this picking up motion, and that's perfect. That's when you do want to record for sure. But it also has options to do continuous recording. And so you can think of that as more like a CCTV type camera where it's always recording a certain spot. You know something happened at 2 p.m., so now you're going to go back and find the video at 2 p.m. to see what was going on. That's what this type of recording would be perfect for. You can actually set a schedule for when you want it to record. Maybe you just want it to record during the day, Monday through Friday. You can set that in the schedule and have it record. So one of the coolest things about the notifications is it can pick up what it is. It can tell you this is a person, this is a vehicle, this is an animal. That came really in handy last week. I was actually at work, the camera out in the field at that time, and it started popping up and telling me there was a vehicle in the field. And I'm like, wait a minute, why is somebody driving around in my field? I mean, I can understand if it was an animal, I probably wouldn't have even looked at it. I mean, like, okay, what? An animal in the field, surprise. But I was like, okay, there's a vehicle. That's not right. So I pulled up the footage and looked, and of course the guy that cuts our hay for us was out there cutting our hay, and so it was nothing to worry about, but still it let me know what kind of issue I need to look at. And the big thing is I can see animals out there too. I can see animals in the yard. That's a really big deal. Sometimes security is not all about people coming onto your property. It could be what kind of animals are coming onto your property. Are there coyotes, raccoons, bobcats? What do you have showing up at your property you need to be aware of at night? So that's the biggest thing, is to be able to catch those type of things too. And I mentioned the alerts a minute ago. So like I said, it'll pop up on your phone and give you alerts. But even the coolest thing is it'll also pop up on my watch and tell me. So I don't even have to pull my phone out. If I'm in a meeting, I can just look and see, if something's going on at my house, I need to step out and take this, or I got to look at this to see what's going on. So it's cool to get it on your watch as well without having to even look at your phone to see what's going on. By using the iPhone app, I can actually connect to this camera from anywhere. It's on the local Wi-Fi outside here. I was at work last week and I was able to pull up the camera. I wasn't even on Wi-Fi anywhere at work. I was just using my cell signal for the phone, and I was able to pull up the connection to the Reolink camera, and I was able to completely see what was going on. I could change settings. I could look at anything I want to around the property. That's just perfect. So all the footage is kept on an SD card inside the camera. Now you got a couple options to get that out. You can use the app and download it to your phone, or you can take the SD card out and take it to a computer or laptop and copy the footage that way. This camera gives you the ability to see everything. You can see if somebody's dropping off a package, and of course after the fact you can see if somebody comes and steals your package, which would be nice to know. It gives you options to see animals on your property, to see what's going on with when you're away from town, whatever. This is a really good system, and I'm really happy to have it. Another cool feature with this camera is the ability to do time lapses. So I've done a time lapse of the sunset, of the sunrise. I did the clouds, and even today there was a storm blowing in, so I did a little bit of a time lapse of the storm blowing in. It's a pretty impressive feature. You could also use it if you're having a house built or a shop. You could have it do a time lapse over that period and do, every hour take a picture or whatever. But it's a really cool feature and gives you some great footage afterwards. So a big thanks to Reolink for sponsoring this video and sending me one of their Atlas PT Ultra cameras. And again, this was sent by them, but I appreciate them sending it to me to test out. I'm definitely going to have to order a few of these for myself. I've moved these to different spots all around the property, and I could see how it would fit in any spot. So now I need one for each one of those areas. Anyway, if you would like to get one for yourself, go check out the link in the description. I appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a great day. And now let's enjoy one of those sunset time lapses.